So if any of you guys have watched my channel 9 years ago, which is some of you, not a whole lot of you, you guys might have remembered there was some Arkham Knight gameplay that I uploaded onto the channel. I was trying to do a kind of a let's play kind of thing, but didn't really work out for me. If you watch those videos, you would know that I was a big Arkham fan, and I still am. The Arkham series is my favorite gaming franchise of all time. Basically made me end up having Batman be my favorite comic book character. I'm wearing this shirt for a reason. Batman means a lot to me, and the Arkham games played a huge role in that, and along with the animated series, and especially in the first two games, Arkham Asylum and Arkham City, those felt like continuations of the animated series, especially with Kevin Conroy, rest in peace, and Mark Hamill being in those games. But yeah, I just loved the Arkham series, and I was hoping since Arkham Knight that we would get something, like some type of other Arkham game. It didn't have to be an Arkham game, but I was hoping something Batman related. We had Gotham Knights. I don't know about that one. And then we got Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League from Rocksteady, who made the Arkham games, and when I first heard about it, I had some hope and I was excited. It was Rocksteady. They weren't gonna mess up. So yeah, after 2 fumbles, I kind of lost hope. I wasn't really sure what was going to happen. And then one day, it was announced that we were getting a Batman Arkham game. Batman Arkham Shadow. And when I saw the news, I was so excited. But then at the very end of it, my hope was back down again. Because it was announced it was a VR game. And it was only going to be exclusive for the MetaQuest 3. Like a lot of people, I was very disappointed about that, because it was the game that we were kind of hoping for. Like, we were wanting an Arkham Origins too. I think Arkham Origins is severely underrated. I replayed the game a few months ago, and yeah, it still holds up. I think it's highly underrated. But yeah, anyway, we wanted some type of Arkham Origins too, because that's why wouldn't you go there? And we're finally getting that, but in VR, it baffled me. The studio behind it is Camouflage. They made Iron Man VR, and I've actually played a little bit of Iron Man VR. I don't think I've finished it, but from what I played, it was pretty fun. It definitely had its issues, but overall, I think it was pretty fun. So when I found out it was Camouflage, I did have a little bit of hope that it did have potential. So I was gonna wait and see. There was a bunch of interviews with the developers, and after seeing those interviews, I could tell the passion that they had for the Arkham series, and it kind of made me feel like it was safe in some regard, especially how much they cared about the series with the lore and everything. And I was like, okay, no matter how much bad this game goes, at least they cared about the series, and I was all for that. Today, we finally got gameplay of Arkham Shadow, and this might be a hot take, I don't know. I think they might have cooked. I'm not going to go too far and say that I'm going to get the game. I'm waiting to see someone actually playing a demo of the game, like someone from Camouflage or some other person, and that'll be my judgment when we get there. But I think it looks pretty good from what we got. You do have some combat in there, and you can do an inverted takedown in VR, which I think is super cool. That was one thing I wasn't really expecting, but we got that in there. And there's a lot of cool stuff in there. We have Roger Craig Smith back as Batman. We got my boy Troy Baker. He's coming back as Harvey Dent in this game. I was replaying the Arkham games a few weeks ago, and it sort of hit different when Two-Face or any other character that Troy Baker, the voice in the Arkham games, whenever he shows up, it just felt so weird, because I've actually met Troy Baker. He was super cool. Probably one of the coolest experiences I've had with a voice actor or celebrity, and it was awesome. So yeah, Troy Baker, if you're watching this, it was so cool meeting you. Shout out to you, man. Overall, I think the gameplay looks fine. The graphics are a little iffy, but this is VR. It is gonna have its limitations. I really don't think we should judge on the graphics. As long as the game's smooth and it plays fine, I think that's really what matters at that point. We'll see how the game is. I just don't like that it's locked behind one system, because I do have a MetaQuest, but it's the Quest 2, and I have not touched that in 6 months. And I would have played the game if it was on MetaQuest 2, but the fact that I have to buy a whole different console, that's $500 for one game, not the biggest fan of that. So that's why I'm going to wait it out and see what this game is like when it releases, because I don't really want to jump the gun on it just yet, because I dodged the bullet with Suicide Squad, and I know to do that in the future because I dodged a bullet. And yeah, I do have a little bit of hope now that we've seen the trailer, and we'll see how the game actually is when it releases in October. That was confirmed at the end of the trailer. It's coming out in October of this year. That's pretty much all I have to say for Arkham Shadow for now, unless we get some other gameplay later down the road. We'll see.
You're everything that's wrong with Gotham! I'm done holding back!